Hi, my name's Jarrad Howard, and I am the Campaign Strategy Study Coordinator at Alexander Haas. I did theater in high school, and it was fun. It was a fun extracurricular. And then I went to school for music education at Georgia Southern for 2 years, just long enough to realize I did not want to teach. So then at that point, I decided, let's go into musical theater. I'm a classically trained pianist. I played for musicals, I played for operas. I had been doing theater all through middle school and high school. Let's do it. So I went and got a degree in theater, and actually that is where I found my passion for fundraising. Was a theater management class, and we had to create a theater, a nonprofit theater, and basically run it. On paper, of course, but we had to submit grant applications, we had to create a budget, we had to solicit donors in the community. And it was because of that that kind of set me on my path to fundraising. I actually love talking to the people that I get to speak with on a daily basis. So with our clients, as a campaign strategy study coordinator, I make the calls to set up the interviews for the campaign strategy study. A campaign strategy study is when one of our clients is wanting to conduct a campaign. We do a study to help them determine not only the feasibility of the campaign, but also what the strategies of that campaign should be. So I speak with some of the coolest people on a day-to-day basis. I'm calling people all over the nation, all over the world sometimes. We get interviewees for clients in other countries, and it's really fascinating to talk to these people. I think one of the biggest challenges that the development world is facing right now centers around millennials. But the conversation that we constantly hear is about the millennial donor. But one thing I haven't seen focused on very much is the millennial fundraiser. More and more millennials are coming into development offices, and there's a schism between the old guard and the new guard. And there's so much to be learned from both sides, by both sides. But more and more I see that the old guard is expecting the millennials to come up in the old ways, when that is still going to be beneficial, but fundraising is changing. And because of that millennial donor, those millennials in that development office are going to become more and more crucial and critical to the success of that development office. So I think what we really need to see is a coming together of the new and the old guard to learn from each other and to teach each other. Just as of last night, I finished The Murder of the Century by Paul Collins. So I love to have two books going at once, typically. So it's typically a fiction and a nonfiction. But this recently, I just finished Murder of the Century, which is a true crime, turn of the 19th to 20th centuries, just big, huge newspaper murder, if you would, and also Start With Why by Simon Sinek, which is really focused on leadership and effective leadership styles, and loved both of them. So back in, I think it was 2012, I was speaking with one of my former professors, and he was like, Jarrad, one day the technology is gonna be there that you can scan a QR code and it'll take you directly to the actor's resume. And I was like, well, that technology already exists. But then I started thinking, what if we took that not one, not two, not three steps further, but just all the way further? All the way, take it all the way, and take the paper out of the audition process. This would allow for there to be a database of talent, one place that talent goes to update their resume. It's actually self-updating through the system as well. Once they're cast in a show, it asks them if they'd like to add that to their resume. No going into the Word document and adding that in, it just automatically asks you if you'd like to add it. And so then in this process, it just kind of grew to go from a database and casting software to just managing the entire audition process from one place, digitally. I'm Laura Linney, and this is Masterpiece Theater. Masterpiece Classics or something.